Have a nice day. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Mukham Institute. Today's topic is vernacular architecture. In this presentation, we will have two topics, vernacular architecture and traditional international architecture. And you can see here there is a temple on your left, which is made out of locally available stone. It is set in a rural setting. This is a tent made out of leather, probably from the camel skin. It is right in center of the desert, almost in center of nowhere. It is used by the nomads for their mobile lifestyle while they move from one oasis to another, traveling through the desert. In this house, you can see how the sloping roof has been very prominently placed, and a raised plinth is preventing flooding from entering the house. This is a traditional house with a sloping roof, terracotta tiles, which probably has been around for 100 years, and the doors and the windows are made out of wood. The terracotta tiles are set together, and the walls have been done in lime. Here you can see how they have carved the hill and made accommodations inside the hill. You can see the openings on the right side of the image, and you can see there is an entrance on the left side, and there is an access and a stairway. This is a very beautiful thatched hut made out of bamboo with a small entryway with bricks arranged for entrance, but perfectly cut out grass that is laid on the roof. The thickness tells that this is a tropical climate, and the grass has been specifically thick to keep out the sun's heat. Exposed brick construction with plaster and lime finishes for the windows and openings. This is very organic way of placing the windows. The jalis and the screens have been made in lime and plaster. The balconies are projecting out in the facade. The windows have a sunshade. This is a European style vernacular building. This is a facade where you can see a balcony which is projecting out. You can see how brick has been used effectively for the facade work. On the windows, you can see there are different materials that have been used. An igloo is a good example of vernacular architecture. This is made out of locally available ice blocks, and it is set a little below the ground to keep it warm. This little den-like house seems to be inspired by den made out of mud and woods, with an entranceway on the right side. Next, we will be seeing vernacular architecture in the modern and international context. This is a beautiful example of how bricks, terracotta, wood, and stone have been effectively used together to create a very natural looking built environment. Here we have Falling Waters, the famous building. It has been done with stone on the left side. used from the forest itself. This is an example of adobe architecture created out of the locally available material in Egypt. This, of course, is Hassan Fathi's adobe architecture he practiced in Egypt. This is a typical Asian Chinese building with sloping roof and wooden entrance highlighted. Here we have a traditional Chinese home with a sloping roof, wooden staircase in the front. Another beautiful example of adobe architecture, how locally available adobe, mud, sand are mixed together to create such beautiful organic design and construction. Here we have a thatched hut somewhere in Africa. It reflects the sunlight and has been made by layers and layers of grass and reed. Now coming to the vernacular architecture in the traditional Indian context. Stories were written on the temples by the means of jatakas or tales, which were made from sculptures, and as you move around the panel, the story unfolds. Here is another wall of a temple with soldiers and a horse, and the story moving forward. Tales from Mahabharata and Holy Scriptures. Here you can see a temple made out completely from stone. The staircase, the pillars, the walls, everything has been made out of stone. Here you can see how perfectly geometrical thatched hut has been made, and they've been tied together with rope which corners the entranceway. The entranceway has been decorated, and there are various graphic uh, designs that have been made on the facade as well. A very small entrance at the center. This is a step well. In India, you will find a lot of step wells built by erstwhile rulers for the public. The water raises during the rainy season. Here you can see terracotta tiles which have been used for sloping roofs, sloping towards the corners, and uniformity has been maintained all over the locality. This is a typical Indian house residence entrance in a rural setting. The wooden doors have been painted in bright colors. The entrance has been highlighted using bright colors. Rectangles have been used to create the decoration on the wall, made out of red, yellow, and green color. The supporting beams have been painted as well. This is a typical Indian courtyard house with a courtyard in the center flanked by rooms on the different sides, with terracotta tiles on the top supported by wooden beams and wooden columns. You can see a drain running on the right side. It is very fit to anthropometric proportions. This is a slightly more finished vernacular house with a tank in the center of the courtyard, flanked by wooden columns on the four sides. This works for good ventilation and light. Next, we move to vernacular architecture in the modern Indian context. This is an exposed brick structure with organic shapes and forms used to create curves. You can see stone paved entrance on the right side. This is another exposed brick structure made out of cavity walls on the front to give in light and ventilation. In this picture, you can see how the designer has combined modern roof with traditional stone walls, and you can see how modern and vernacular materials have been clubbed together. This is an example of exposed concrete, exposed brick, and stonework, which has been very nicely given curves and different forms apart from a modern projecting triangular roof. A vibrant saffron orange color has been used to create the Indianness, to set the theme. This building is in Orwell, and it has experimented very well with the form, very organic form, and the colors are very earthly and Indian colors. This is the plan of Orwell, a town made to experiment with organic lifestyle and organic construction methods. Now we will be seeing traditional Indian arts. In this painting, you can see gods and goddesses painted. The colors have been very Indian, brown and slightly on the fairer side for the female. This painting is of a bath or of a kitchen. It keeps us guessing like any good painting should, with women sitting together. This painting has great emphasis on the eyes. The colors are, of course, light orange and light red and light yellows with some peacock blues and greens, reflecting Indian colors. Now, moving to the modern Indian art. This is a painting by Amrita Shergill. It's called Haldi Grinders. You can see how the painting has been touched upon with light yellows. Haldi is turmeric. It's an oil painting. This painting is by Zainul Abidin. It's called Tidal Bore. It's an ink and wash medium. You can see how grays and blacks have been used. This is a painting by Ravi Verma, titled Maharashtrian Woman. It's an oil medium. This is Rabindranath Tagore's Morning, done in pastel, depicting colors of morning, slight yellows and oranges hitting the hut out there. This is Raja Ravi Varma's Lady in Moonlight. The colors, as you can see, are very Indian, red and yellows and browns, the moonlight being white. Amrita Shergill's Three Women. This is an oil medium. You can see how the emphasis is on the eyes of the lady on the right, and you can see how Indian colors have been brought into the play. Moving to the crafts of India. These are pots made in terracotta and are used for prayers at the temple, decorated with flowers and yellow and red colors. A typical sweet shop. On a cart, you can see batase on the left, laddus, the yellow balls, jalebis on the right side in different sweetmeats with different vibrant colors to make it attractive. Rangoli is a famous Indian craft and art which is practiced outside homes and temples and public buildings. These designs are made out of maggu and colors are added to the maggu to make it more vibrant. Here you can see the lotus form on the four sides, and you can see floral forms which have been made in a quite geometric manner. As bamboo grows widely in India, the bamboo crafts are practiced through the northeast and the coastal region. Here you can see a very nice bamboo chair. These are processed bamboo sheets where sheet over sheet is pressed together and to make bamboo ply and bamboo roof. Thank you for being with us. Please like and subscribe our channel for more videos on architecture and interior design.